Secrets. Nothing is more tantalizing and rewarding than the pursuit of the unknown. Even if one never finds all truly revealed, the mystery itself is the attraction. Thief Deadly Shadows is a game of many secrets. Not just secrets in game terms, meaning hidden items or collectibles, though it certainly also has those, but the secrets of a twisting plot centered around the aforementioned pursuit of the unknown. The world of Thief is populated with three major factions. The first Thief story focused heavily upon the pagans and their nature-loving, magical, and topsy-turvy, nonsensical philosophy centered around their deceptive god, the Trickster. Thief 2's focus was the game's Christian Catholic stand-ins, the Hammerites, specifically a more radical offshoot sect known as the Mechanists, whose dedication to technology reached warped and extreme heights. For the third installment, Thief Deadly Shadows finally focuses on the remaining faction that had always been there since the beginning, shrouded in obscurity: the Keepers. The indelible and charismatic anti-hero of the Thief series, Garrett, began as a Keeper, trained in their clandestine ways of secrecy, concealment, and their study of the arcane. Growing tired of their cloistered lifestyle and uptight limitations, Garrett left the Order to pursue a line of work that reaped, in his opinion, far better rewards, and in which he could utilize his skills of remaining unseen and moving in the shadows. And thus our series began, sending Garrett on a series of film noir-inspired capers set in the fantastical steampunk setting of The City, in which our sly and sardonic hero is forced again and again to either help one of the factions, inadvertently pit them against each other, or just simply do whatever pays the most and allows him to burgle the most along the way. Thief, though initially described by Looking Glass Studios as a first-person sneaker, has come to be known as part of a niche genre whose holy trinity are itself, System Shock, and Deus Ex, and has spawned spiritual successors like Arx Fatalis, Dishonored, and Prey. The Immersive Sim. For a brief history of the immersive sim as a genre, I recommend you check out my video. These games utilize first-person typically and fuse together RPG elements with various systems that can interact with each other, causing what's called emergent gameplay. Multiple routes towards a goal and high player agency and choice are also an essential part of the genre. Thief the Dark Project combines standard thievery missions with an eclectic mix of tomb-raiding Indiana Jones-esque adventure missions. Some players felt these diluted the game's main strength, its stealth focus. So for Thief 2, the Metal Age, Looking Glass corrected, or according to some, overcorrected this by having solely stealth heist missions with only human foes, save for some mechanist cyborg monstrosities. Thief 1's levels were sprawling, atmospheric, and memorable. Thief 2's were massive, intricate, and impressive. Then Looking Glass Studios sadly went out of business. When Ion Storm, with a team of ex-Looking Glass employees led by Thief veteran developer Randy Smith and produced by the legendary Warren Spector, was handed the responsibility of finishing the trilogy, some of the choices they made were controversial, and still are to this day. To put it simply, the fact that Deadly Shadows was being simultaneously developed for the Xbox, while fortunately meant the Thief series would be in the hands of more players than ever, also unfortunately meant that certain design compromises had to be made. Perhaps most majorly, the huge open-ended levels the series had pioneered were now forced to be segmented into chunks, connected by portals and loading screens. Secondly, likely due to the success of fellow stealth game Splinter Cell, the option to play in third person was made available for the first time. Certain complications involving Garrett's movement occurred. In first person, the third person animations are still part of the equation, causing those used to the series to have a confusing first few minutes controlling the game. It feels odd and much clunkier than normal. I know, since this very thing is the reason when first playing Deadly Shadows, I was put off and stopped playing. But thankfully, I gave it another chance. The two Ion Storm immersive sims from this era, both developed for console as well, and both interestingly featuring the color blue prominently, were Deadly Shadows and Deus Ex Invisible War. If this was Ion Storm's blue period, like Picasso, then Thief 3 is its The Old Guitarist, a masterpiece, and most well known. I find Invisible War to be underrated, but Deadly Shadows is by far the better of the two blue-tinted, more streamlined games, but not entirely streamlined anymore. Actually, thanks to the mod The Sneaky upgrade, which removes the loading screens that segmented levels and provides many other fixes, Deadly Shadows has been elevated, feeling just like classic Thief. This mod is mandatory in my opinion. It truly makes this the game it was always supposed to be, and while potentially not a popular opinion, my personal favorite of the trilogy. How, after the Dark Project's surreal and surprising story, and the Metal Age's complex and masterful design, could a game that is A, the third entry in a series, B, was highly compromised due to its console version, and C, missing stuff like series staples rope arrows, possibly be my favorite Thief? Well, that's what this video is truly about. Really, it just comes down to personal taste. Each Thief game is great for different reasons, and each could be my favorite for different reasons. The Thief games are my personal favorite PC games of all time, so if Thief 3 is my favorite of the bunch, I guess that makes it my favorite PC game ever? I don't know, but if so, one thing that makes it thus is its horror. Horror elements were present in Thief 1, and atmosphere was always one of Thief's strengths, with amazingly fitting soundscapes by brilliant composer and sound designer Eric Brosius. With Deadly Shadows, Brosius outdid himself, perfectly scoring a gripping and terrifying script by his equally talented wife, Terry, who you may know as the voice of System Shock's Shodan. Deadly Shadows features a ship filled with the undead, an underground Lovecraftian temple of fishmen, dark cemeteries, echoing catacombs, walking possessed statues, creepy telepathic keeper enforcers, a creaky seaside mansion, and most famously, a haunted ex-orphanage turned asylum that set a new high bar for interactive terror. Deadly Shadows is a dream come true for fans of gothic horror and the occult. Its Victorian cobblestone streets drip and ooze atmosphere, and its enhanced shadow rendering allows for all new levels of shadow play never before seen in the series. Often resembling a German expressionist film, the shadows in this game are truly beautiful. The plot's focus on the Keepers and their continuous study of and search for mysterious and magic-infused sigils called glyphs is more intriguing than ever, and its main villain is a disturbing mix of witch fables and body horror. The gameplay matches the graphics' spooky shades and the story's bizarre and frightening narrative, and control complaints aside, as well as some annoying mantling issues and positional glitches, it's classic Thief through and through. Beginning with a classic Thief-style mission amidst a feuding house of nobility, then featuring a classic pagan and a classic Hammerite level, to be completed in the order you choose, Deadly Shadows then lets its true nature show, and lets the creeps and frights begin. The game continues to outdo itself in this regard, culminating in a horror masterclass penultimate level that is so good, I might just make a video solely about it one day, and a satisfying ending to the Thief trilogy. Thankfully, no other Thief games were ever made to tarnish said legacy. None. So, download the Sneaky Upgrade mod, turn off the lights, put on some headphones, and delve into the Deadly Shadows. The secret to this game's success is its secrets, its macabre monstrosities and harrowing horrors hidden in places unseen and unknown. Ready your arrows and blackjack, and prepare for those secrets to be revealed.